Right, onions. Selection of onions. These are homegrown. This is for home use. Your show bench onions would be bigger than this. What you need to select is an onion with a nice, tight, dry neck, like that. Some people dress their onions beforehand, some people don't. There's two categories. One is dressed onions, or two groups. One is dressed onions and the other one is shown as grown. That would actually fit both categories because you could dress it later on, or because it's still got the leaves on there, technically it could be put in the shown as grown. The other thing is that most onions ideally would have a flat bottom, and when you take the roots off you can see that that sits nice and flat on the show bench. And you can either display your onions on a white plate, or if they're smaller, put them on a plate with some silver sand. You can get the silver sand from a garden centre. And then you need to clean that onion and see what you've got underneath. Some people dress their onions virtually as soon as they come out of the garden. Again, because these were never going to be show onions, I've left the dressing for a bit longer. And you take all these outer leaves off and you get down then to the nice clean under leaves. And you just pluck that off. There shouldn't be a split in those leaves. It's a bit fiddly. I think this will be an easier one. Although this is not the right shape. This is drier, so we'll do that one. It's always the same. The better skins are not necessarily the right shape. And then what you do, so that's got a nice clean skin, nice and smooth. Get some raffia and you trim that stalk. Two bits of raffia, a bit of raffia, fold it in half. Bend the neck over, hold it tight, and then start to wind the raffia around. And wind it round really nice and tight, and wind it round the other way, really nice and tight. If you have some raffia that's been outside in the garden and is slightly damp, that's perfect. I see all sorts of things on the show bench. Insulation tape, wool, plasters, everything and anything. They haven't got quite as far as gaffer tape yet, but I'm sure it's only a matter of time. And then trim that. And that is what your onion would look like. Now, if you're growing shallots, shallots will be pointy like that and they will need to stand in sand. But if you have a flat bottomed onion with that sort of top, that's fine. You can trim it a little bit more, doesn't really need it. And that's it. Also in the category you've got garlic. Garlic doesn't get dressed, but it does need a nice clean coat. And if you look at these garlic, for example, they're gungy. So basically what you do is strip the old leaves off and then go down to the cloves underneath, and it will come out all nice and bright and shiny. Don't get these outer leaves wet, and then you can trim them with a pair of scissors. That's it. And you want a pair. So the pair literally means a pair, both the same size. So that one would be dressed and that one would be dressed. And normally they're displayed on the show bench, and normally what you do is just put a bit of wool or a bit of raffia around the two garlic like that. That's it.